The year of the pandemic has already had its fair share of new subcompact SUVs, and we're not even talking about facelifts like the Tata Nexon or the Maruti Suzuki Vitara Brezza. There were many first-time entrants as well, like the Kia Sonet and the Nissan Magnite, which made the segment more crowded than ever. Between the last two cars, Toyota launched the Urban Cruiser in the market. It's the second Maruti car after Baleno which has been rebadged by Toyota, and that's thanks to the partnership between Japanese giants Suzuki and Toyota that enables them to share tech and models. There was a lot of similarity between the Baleno and the Glanza, but you have to give it to Toyota for putting some extra effort on the Urban Cruiser to give it a slightly distinct identity.
Well, if the Urban Cruiser was wearing a face mask, you would probably mistake it for the Vitara Brezza, but thankfully it's not. Yes, the LED projector headlamps with the DRLs look exactly the same, but the big changes are on the bumper, the skid plates, and yes, the front grille. And because of that, the Urban Cruiser just does not share its name, at least partly, with some bigger Toyota SUVs. It also reminds you of some.
There are 16-inch alloy wheels, body-colored door handles, square wheel arches and body cladding which extends all the way to the rear. The rear skid plates matches the one on the front and therefore shows uniformity. Then you get LED split tail lights and the chrome applique houses the car's name. If you want to make the Urban Cruiser a little more distinct, you can choose this new rustic brown color which comes with a dual tone option. In all, there are 6 monotone and 3 dual tone options to choose from. The latter is available only on the top of the line premium trim. The cabin is a mix of some hits and misses. While quality and space on offer is decent, when it comes to equipment list, the Urban Cruiser lags behind two other new cars in the segment, the Sonet and the Magnite.
Now straight up you get this 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system that Toyota calls as a smart Playcast touchscreen audio. It of course gets Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and smartphone connectivity as well. Coming to the instrument cluster, it's a small digital screen in the center, but rest of it is analog, and that makes it feel a bit inferior to some other recently launched cars in the segment. But what you do get is a cooled glove box here and another storage box down below.
In fact, the number of storage options in the cabin to put small articles will impress you. There's a dark brown color on the seats and the fabric inserts on the door panels too are finished in brown. The base trim, which is strangely called mid, doesn't get the touchscreen system, voice command or cruise control. The good thing is that the steering mounted audio controls, climate control, push button start, keyless entry and electrically foldable ORVMs are available in all the variants. However, features like rain sensing wipers, leather wrapped steering wheel and front sliding armrest are only a part of the top premium trim.
The second row on the Urban Cruiser offers a decent space overall. I like the knee room I get here because of this cushioning on the seats. The headroom is just about okay because you sit rather up on the second row. You have a center armrest here with cup holders, so that's nice. What you don't get are rear AC vents or any sort of charging point on the second row.
Adjustable headrests and 3-point seat belts are available for 2 passengers, while the middle passenger gets a lap belt. You also get 60-40 split seats, and the efficient mechanism here means they fall absolutely flat. But overall, the cabin is not as premium as the Venue or Sonet, or not as spacious as the XUV 300. At 328 litres, the boot space is more or less the same as most other cars in the segment. Let's get to driving it then. There's no diesel engine here and there's no turbo petrol as well. The 1.5 litre 4-cylinder petrol churns out 103 bhp and 138 Nm at 4400 rpm. Gearbox options are a 5-speed manual or a 4-speed automatic.
Now this is definitely one of the biggest, more refined, more powerful engines in the segment. but not as responsive owing to the RPM mark at which the peak torque kicks in. Now I'm driving the 4-speed automatic version of the Urban Cruiser, and a lot has been said about this torque converter gearbox and how sluggish it is in certain situations. But let me tell you this, if you're going to use this car primarily in the slow moving city traffic, then this gearbox will do the job well.
On this automatic variant, Toyota is claiming 18.76 km per litre, which is even more than the 5-speed manual, which gives 17.03 km per litre. That's because the automatic gets a smart hybrid technology where an advanced lithium-ion battery comes with integrated starter generator. Here features like torque assist, idle start-stop, and brake energy regeneration help in better fuel efficiency.
But for that you'll have to shell out an extra 1,40,000 rupees when you compare it to the manual variant of the car. Now based on our Vitara Brezza experience, we can definitely say that the 5-speed manual gearbox is definitely more driver friendly and surely more responsive when it comes to making those quick overtaking maneuvers.
Ride quality is good and suspension is tuned to handle the bad roads quite well. Yes, there's some bit of body roll, and while the engine doesn't make noise, the tires do, and that sometimes bothers you, more so at high speeds. Talking about high speeds, let's talk about crashing at high speeds.
Now remember, the Vitara Brezza scored an impressive 4 stars in the global NCAP safety crash test. And the fact that the Urban Cruiser is essentially the same car means you will be traveling in a safe set of wheels if you do decide to buy this one. And this one also gets ISOFIX child seat restraints, and the good thing, they come in all the variants.
But just 2 airbags is a far cry from 6 or 7 airbags seen in at least the top variants of Hyundai Venue, Kia Sonet and Mahindra XUV 300. The prices for 3 variants named Mid, High and Premium start at 8,40,000 rupees for the manual and 9,80,000 rupees for the automatic, which is almost the same as the Brezza when compared to similar variants. The prices top off at 9,80,000 for the manual and 11,30,000 rupees for the automatics. For the dual tone, be prepared to shell out up to 25,000 rupees more. This doesn't exactly make the Urban Cruiser the most affordable car in the segment. The cheapest SUV in the segment, the recently launched Magnite, starts at 3,41,000 rupees lower, while the Tata Nexon is cheaper in comparison by 1,41,000 rupees. The Korean cousins are also cheaper by around 1,70,000 rupees for the base variants. The EcoSport, which also gets a 1.5 litre petrol engine, is 21,000 rupees cheaper.
So yes, it isn't exactly the most affordable car in the segment when you compare it to almost all its contenders. But this Toyota batch means you're almost certain of a good ownership experience, and that 3-year 1 lakh kilometer warranty might just tilt the balance in its favor.